Hey guys, I'm IzDaisho back with some more Hearthstone, part 3. We're 3-2 with this deck, which is really scary, especially going up against a Jaina here, and due to the fact that we have to mulligan all these cards, because Murloc Tidehunter is just unplayable against Jaina, and we are dead. At least I do have the Blessing of Wisdom Kings combo. Then again, it's not very good against Jaina, because she has a large amount of removal, and there's just a very good chance that she can play a removal spell that will go ahead and get me. But we're going to start off with making a 1-1. Value turns from IzDaisho. I mean, at least, like, my turns 1 and 2 were bad, but at least I get to go 3 into 4 into 5. So, like, obviously this is not the best 3, but it's, like, a reasonable one. It is a 3-3 for 3, so if he's going to play, like, a Raging Worgen, then I can just trade. So, things could be worse. Man, I really am just not sure about Gnomish Inventor. Everybody keeps telling me it's a great card, and everything about it looks good, but it feels like my 4-drop should have a lot more impact on the board than just being a 2-4. It's one of the reasons why I also don't like Dragon Lane mechanic, I guess, but I don't know. I could be wrong. So he still has the coin in hand, which could be scary, so he's hoping to hit this twice, which he has a pretty good chance to do. Missed it, but he could definitely still deal with it, so he's just gonna... Yeah, I mean, he had a backup plan. Using the coin there for a ping might be a little bit ambitious, because he was going to be able to trade with that anyway, but I guess he's going to be able to just trade with that next turn. I could have saved my guy by giving it a Shattered Sun Cleric, but it would still die to the 2-1, so not really anything that I'm looking for. I mean, I've got a pretty sweet hand. I do have to make sure to play around Blizzard and Flame Strike accordingly, because those are the two most important cards, and if he kept a slow hand, there's definitely a possibility that he's got something like Flame Strike. At the same time, I am still going to go ahead and drop this Azure Drake. And yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of cards in hand. My last 2 turns, I've basically gotten 2-for-1s out of them because I'm playing a 2-drop, or a 2-4 and a 4-4 that both draw me cards when they enter the battlefield, so that's nice. I have this Hammer of Wrath that can do 4 damage, Avenging Wrath that can do 9. If he just attacks me and plays like a reasonably sized creature, I could definitely see Avenging Wrath being the best play. If he plays a Blizzard, I'm not sure what I'll do. I want to make sure I don't lose too much out on card advantage, but I do want to put pressure on him because he is a mage, so the more damage he does, the scarier he gets. And yeah, this looks like a good spot for an Avenging Wrath here. I don't have to take any damage on my creatures, which is good, and I get to finish off his board most likely. Oh, yep, we got him. And I also get to put a lot of pressure on him. I mean, I hit him for 5, 9, 10, 11 that turn. So, yeah, I mean, he's taking hits. And I have Hammer Wrath, Blessing of Kings in hand, so we definitely have some game going for us right here. There's a pretty good chance if he doesn't, like, ping this, that I'd go for a Shattered Sun Cleric on this next turn. Alright, so he's going to drop one of those. Best way to take this guy out. I can go for Blessing of Kings and... No, that seems bad. Alright, so we're going to go with one of these. A Shattered Sun Cleric here. And are we going to Blessing of Kings it as well? No, I can't do that. I'll save the Blessing of Kings. Am I going to hammer... No, definitely not going to Hammer of Wrath it. Am I going to Hammer of Wrath him? No, for sure not. We'll go with that, and then I'll follow it up with a Reinforce. And there's no point in playing anything else out. Well, I guess there is, because he just pings this off, and then I don't have too big of a board. Maybe I should have played the 3-2 as well. But I just really expect him to have a Flame Strike here. Well, that's the latest card that he just drew. It's just a Mana Worm, so he doesn't have a Flame Strike, but he could have a Blizzard. Or a Cone of Cold, which turns out to be the exact same thing here. Well, not the exact same thing, but he's just going to be able to ping that off. Alright, this is fine though. I wasn't able to keep my board presence up, but I do have a Hammer of Wrath for an exact purpose of killing a cheap creature. So I'm gonna go with that plus this. I can't ping off either of my creatures. I've got a 3/2 and a 3/3 right now. See, my Young Priestess is just making Shattered Sun Cleric what it used to be, a 3/3. I still have more cards in hand than my opponent, but I still can't add to the board so much that he can just get me with a sweeper. This could be a Flame Strike. Oh, it's a Blizzard. Basically, pretty similar. But, I mean, the more area of effect damage that I take out of his hand, the closer I am to winning this game. Okay, or I can just drop an Onyxia, and that could help. Bring some bros along with me. Good top deck, Daisho. Good top deck. This is one of the reasons why I think this card is so amazing and why I took it. Every time I've cast it, I've won. And I've only won 3 games. He's got a Polymorph. Sure. He still is not in good shape, though. Unless he's got an Arcane Explosion as well. Or Blizzard, or Flame Strike. The Flame Strike might not be... I have 7/11 power. 11, 13... 14, 15. So I think I can take him to 1 here. It's probably not worth it. Just gonna go clear his board, hit him with the sheep. Yeah, this is definitely better. And I'll make a 1/1 because that's what this board needs, more 1/1s. Maybe I should have just hit him in the face with the 2 guys who hit him upstairs just so that I could kill him with a Consecration True Silver Champion combo next turn. But I don't know. There are definitely things that he can have. Like a Flame Strike here means that he can clear my board. He can just Flame Strike and then ping my my sheep. I like how I gave the Blessing of Kings to the sheep. It was just like a sheep commanding all these tiny little dragon whelps. It's adorable. Just imagine that. Like a giant ass sheep that's like blessed by God is leading dragons into battle. How is that not an amazing sight? Anyway. Waiting on Jaina here. Cul-de-sac kid. Alright, so I was actually just about to say, well, it looks like my opponent's going to have some way of dealing with my board because it's just chilling there waiting for nothing, but apparently she had nothing. Nothing at all. I think I forgot to update. Yeah, I definitely forgot to update my my chart this morning. With a disappointing result. I went 4-3 with a really good Shaman deck. Always disappointing to get 4 or less, although it seems like I'm disappointed about 25% of the time then. Yeah, my Hearthstone skills are cyclical. I've mentioned this a bunch of times, but the past day and couple of days have just been god-awful. Losing, or just, actually really yesterday and today. But then like the few days before that, getting below 7 was like difficult. I don't know. But we're 4-2 now, so still trying to win at least 3 more games before we can be okay throwing in the towel. So we got extra card. If I weren't playing against an aggro deck like, or a potentially aggro deck like Warlock, I might have kept that so that I can go I can go 4-drop into 4-drop on turn 3 and 4 on turns 3 and 4. Oh yes! I have Mad Bomber. Come on, Mad Bomber. Yeah! The perfect Mad Bomber. I am okay with this. Definitely, the result of that play was fine with me. Mad Bomber is one of the... Whoa! Mad Bomber is one of the best things that you can do against that. Alright, so what do we want to do here? We want to... yeah. Play this guy, beat for 3. Or 4, rather. And my opponent's down to 22 on turn 2. Or his turn 3, I guess. This game really couldn't be going much better right now, I don't think. He's got an Arcane Golem. That is just so bad for him. He has to trade that for my 2-drop. Oh man. This is looking like a potentially very good game for me. He could get a 2-for-1 off of Hellfire, which would be bad for me. But if he doesn't, and I can just drop a Stormpike Commando next turn, finish off like a guy that he plays or something like that. Alright, so he's got a Mortal Coil to take that 1/1 out, draw a card. That's really nice. Probably a card that he kept in his opening hand because it's very good against me. Wish I still had the 1/1. Oh, and he's got a Soulfire. To kill that, okay, so it's more or less an even board right now, which is disappointing. Yeah. Still, it makes sense to make that trade there. I mean, I suppose I can just play it risky and just attack his face to try and get 3 more damage in. But that just seems like a recipe for disaster. Well, looks like the play here, interesting, is just, well, actually I could just kill his creature. Nah. Here, hitting him for 6 does seem significantly better, because I can play a lot of things this turn. And he can only kill one of my guys. And then I still have Onyxia backup if he does like manage to stabilize, which is good. And then also the thing about leaving Ventrica on the board means that it's hard for him to follow up next turn if he doesn't have a good spell. Siphon Soul, gain some life back. Kill X3, that's fine. So like I can still do the same play this turn, or I can just do it much better this turn though, because I can do that. And Siphon Soul was a good play on his part because he didn't have to like pay for an overcosted creature, but the problem is he was using a 6-drop to take care of my 3-drop. And we're getting 1 turn closer to Onyxia, and I'm still at 30 and have board control and card advantage, so it's going to be hard for him to win this one. I really think a Felguard would be pretty good in this spot, but even that is not absurd. Okay, so he's going to be able to trade for my 4/2. Take another 6. Can drop a No Wish Inventor and maybe something else. Alright, he's just gonna give up. Yeah, that was a really perfect game for me from the Mad Bomber, dealing the extra 2 damage in addition to killing his 1/1, into me having like a perfect draw, and then him not having a 2-drop to follow up on was probably the most important thing that happened that game. But yeah, that was a really quick game. 5-3 now. Definitely have some potential in this kind of game. Potential for victory. So yeah, we need 2 more guys. We can do this. I know that you guys have faith in me, and I have faith in me, so together we're unstoppable. Alright, keeping a Mad Bomber is pretty good. I'm playing against Valera, which sucks because Valera has access to Defias Ringleader. But I do have a 6 Swamp Ooze, which is a very good card against Valera. Blessing of Wisdom, not going to be something I can play this early. Blessing of Wisdom is interesting because you can still play it on your opponent's creatures, and then it is like a really, really bad way to neutralize their creatures. But it is still an interesting play, and sometimes it's worth it. Depending on like how, because like if you play it on a creature that's too good, then they can just kill you within the next couple of turns, or you're gonna have to deal with it, and the extra cards probably won't help you. But if it's not that good, then they just won't use it, and they won't care that much, and then they'll use it at one point to take care of a huge threat of yours. So generally I recommend only playing Blessing of Wisdom on your own creatures. Is this really an Eviscerate? Sure. You're not gonna get an argument from me on that one. So now I need to decide what I want to do this turn. I can play a Mind Control tech. I think that's probably going to be the best play, because yeah, it's the best way for me to use my mana efficiently. I mean, I could have played Shattered Sun, but hopefully I'll be able to do that next turn, and then maybe also play a Blessing of Wisdom, depending on what he does in terms of creating a board presence here. pointing out Chillwind Yeti would be so bad. Okay, that's actually really good for me. Because I can just trade. And that's like exactly why I played the 3/3 out, so that I can A, get some value out of the Shattered Sun and put some board presence so that if he does play something, then I'll still have a creature backup. Alright, so he drew a Chillwind Yeti, which is just awful for me. completely terrible. And this is actually, I think, one of the situations where playing a Blessing of Wisdom on his creature might actually be the right play. I don't really see myself taking over the board in a good way, and I'll get at least one draw out of this guy. He's definitely going to kill one of my creatures. And he's not gonna, I mean, I guess he could silence it. Okay, that's fine, because, I mean, he was going to be able to silence it anyway, but instead of silencing his creature, he silenced my creature. And he's got another Eviscerate. That's why he did the first Eviscerate, because he had the second one, so that makes sense. This is bad, because now I don't have any way to kill the Chillwind Yeti this turn. So I draw an Avenging Wrath. Not really sure if that's worth it. What are my alternative plays? Play this and this. Yeah, it seems actually pretty good. Because I can go for that on that guy, and then any of my creatures can kill his Chillwind Yeti, and he can make a dagger and kill my guy, which is fine, but that was going to happen anytime I played this guy, so this is pretty much as good as I can get. I could have also gone for an Avenging Wrath, but the reason why I chose not to is because then he would be able to play creatures again, so he's still ahead. I want the Avenging Wrath to take me from a more neutral position into a winning position, rather from a behind position into a neutral position, or a still losing position. If that makes any sense. I hope it does. An Assassin's Blade would be pretty good for me right here, because Loot Hoarder. Well, it depends on what he does. Like, if he doesn't kill all my creatures, then there's a very good chance I just Avenging Wrath next turn. I'd be very surprised if he didn't just trade all his cards off for all my creatures, but you never know. People do what they want, when they want, and how they want, with whom they want it. Okay, make a 1/3. That seems like an Avenging Wrath position, for sure. Because I'm bound to hit that guy at least once, and hopefully I can pick off the other two, if half them. Yeah, I think it's very high chance that I do Avenging Wrath his entire board here. Alright, we got it. We have nothing else to do after this, so I'm just gonna hit him, and this is exactly what I was hoping for. He gets to draw a couple, which sucks, but like, as you can see, I have a 4/4 on the board, he's got nothing. He's got 5 cards in hand, I've got 3, so by my turn I'll draw an extra card, and then we'll be even on cards. Okay, just gonna hit me, that's fine. I'm probably going to trade here and play a Worgen, and not gonna play that out, but yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure this is the play. It's not great, because yeah, I'm gonna keep the Swamp Ooze in hand in case he plays an Assassin's Blade, but it's not great because he can just attack there and then attack, or like attack it with his face and then do that, but all I'm really doing is just buying another turn until I can play Onyxia. And he's obviously got to do that trade. Oh, no, he's got a Wolf Rider. It was a good play on his part, but killing the 1/1 does absolutely nothing, because it literally will just make more 1/1s next turn. So yeah, gonna get some dragons flocking by my side. Mistakes? That was a mistake. How could that possibly have been a mistake? Jeez. All right, you got some stuff. So, how are we gonna do this? Whoa. Guess we're not gonna attack him with an Onyxia. But we can still kill his... yeah, guys. So we're gonna go for that, plus that, and then, kill that guy too. And as well, follow up with that. There we go. Alright, so that was a little bit confusing. He did a lot of stuff last turn that got him back into the game. And he drew 4 cards. That's really bad. Definitely does not make me comfortable anymore. And he has... Oh no, I put that Spiteful Smith in the wrong spot. Mistake. Oh, bad mistake. If I just put it on the left, then he couldn't have done that play at all. And now he's just up on cards. True Silver Champion would have been an insane play. Man. I guess I'm gonna play this Spellbreaker. Still not gonna play the Swamp Ooze, but I mean, I definitely need to put myself in a position where if he doesn't do anything, then I win, as opposed to just like leaving it status quo. Fan of Knives, sure. Shiv, and then, well, he can't finish my guy off with that, so he's just gonna have to hope to hit it with the creature that he plays. Oh, not sure you thought this one through, bud. Well played. Yeah. Phew. Alright, I was actually pretty worried about that. That sprint was definitely scary, because if he was just able to deal with a 4-3 on that turn, then I'm screwed. But, wow, okay, we got up to 6 wins. So, one more, and then I can be happy. If I ended up getting to 12 on this one, that'd be insane. But, I mean, I only got 4 in a row, right? 5 in a row, I mean 3 in a row maybe even. I can't remember. Did I go 3-1 or I think I went 2-1 then 2-2 and then started winning some games. Fortunately, maybe the games that I lost were just flukes. I like played against really good decks or something. But Onyxia is just a beating. Really hard to beat that card. So I'm obviously going to keep it in my starting hand. Ooh, Mad Bomber's nice, but other 3 are not good. Mind Control Tech is better against decks that can make things than most, but I have 2 of them in my deck, and I definitely don't want to just draw them both right at the beginning. Though, I mean, as you saw last game, the reason why I like Mind Control Tech so much is because it still is a reasonable turn 3 play. So here, it's a tough call, because once I play Young Priestess, I can't really play Mad Bomber. So instead, I think I am just going to coin out a Mad Bomber. Actually, that was the wrong play. I should have played a Young Priestess and then coined out a Mind Control Tech. That was probably just a much better play. Not strictly better, but just by far a better play. Well, not really. I mean, I can still play a Young Priestess and then a Mind Control Tech, and then by... Yeah, it's actually relatively equal, now that I think about it. Other than the fact that I can't get value out of a Mad Bomber later. Because if I had... I mean, either way I do this, I end up having a 3-3 by the end of turn 2 and a 2-1. So, actually this play ended up being better. That's really weird the way I think about it. Except, I guess I would have a 2-drop in hand instead of a 3-drop. But arguably, Mind Control Tech's ability is a lot better to have later, so... We're doing alright here. Sword of Justice. And he's going to use a durability on the Young Priestess. Interesting, but still, I mean, usually not something that is scary, but definitely worth it for him. I mean, Sword of Justice is still going to give him +4/+4 for a creature, or for his creatures. Yeah, that's going to be a really good Spellbreaker target. Spellbreaker or Dark Iron Dwarf? Probably Dark Iron Dwarf, actually, here. Because, I'm definitely going to have another really good target for Spellbreaker. Or maybe not really good, but definitely a reasonable target for Spellbreaker in the near future. But I'm not 100% sure if there's going to be a perfect situation for me to play Dark Iron Dwarf, especially if he takes over the board, then it could be pretty bad. So I'm still trading the creature anyway if I Spellbreaker, so that makes a lot more sense, I think, to do it this way. Alright, what you got, bro? Peacekeeper. Alright, so yeah, I mean, as I said, I can now Oh, this is good. This is a good turn for me. Because I can silence this guy and then trade here. Still have a 4/3 on board. Trade for his reinforced token. Or not trade, but kill his reinforced token, then kill another one next turn. And he's almost out of durability on that sword, so... yeah, this has been going pretty well so far. I have a 3/1 and a 4/3 on board, and he's got nothing. We have equivalent cards in total. Maybe he's up a little bit because he still has a durability on this thing. But for the most part, oh, he's just going to kill my guy. Instead of giving his last guy +1/+1, that's fine. I mean, generally it's better to just not attack ever when you have Sword of Justice, but sometimes it's worth it. I don't know. This position doesn't really seem like a time that it's worth it, but hey, what do I know? There's a possibility I just play an Avenging Wrath next turn. Depends on the power and toughness of the things that he's going to play. I think there's a better chance that I play a Silverhand Knight or an Azure Drake, but if he plays a bunch of X2s or X1s, then, well, that's what it looks like he's doing. Yep. Alright, we're definitely playing the Avenging Wrath here. For sure. Probably going to kill both his guys. If I don't kill the Cult Master, that would suck. I did. And I get to hit him for another 4 down to 10. He's got his work cut out for him if he wants to win this game. That's for sure. It wasn't even that good of a play on his part, playing those two creatures. Because I mean, like, I just trade for the Cult Master and then play a bigger thing than the 3/2. I guess that doesn't put him in the worst position because he gets to attack my creatures, at least with a 3/2. But definitely doesn't leave him in a great position. Magma Rager. And Defender Vargas. Alright, not the worst Magma Rager I've ever seen in my life. Go with one of these and one of these.
Ready, sir.
Probably gonna trade there, take 6. I don't know. Or not trade, eat this. Can't imagine him trading. Maybe I should have just made a 1/1. Okay, got Mr. Bitey on the case. Oh, that's pretty good. Whoa. Whoa there, buddy. Looks like you're gonna get mind control teched. And he has his board set up in such a nice little pattern. This is just gonna completely ruin it. Okay. I guess it didn't ruin it that much. So
If you insist.
Gonna make some tradesies here. And then I'll go with an Azure Drake. So I'm up by a lot here. Not an insurmountable number or amount of being up, but yeah, you can just hit that, and then I hit him for 7. Might not even be worth it. I might still want to kill his creature. Okay, so he's gonna kill my my Azure Drake here. That still doesn't even make any sense. Never mind. All right. Spiteful Smith. All right. Well, it looks like he's kind of getting board position back. Well, that's really good for me.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
So if I just hit him for 8, he's gonna... oh, no, this is a lot better. The chances that I lose this game are so little, but a Consecration is definitely one of the cards that could make it happen, so I'm not gonna play the Bloodfin Raptor out. Because he has to deal with this thing this turn if he wants to win. Still, he's gotta attack that into that, I think. Like, I mean, I guess he can survive if he doesn't. Okay. Blessing of Kings. Does that do it? Does not look like it does. So we're just gonna keep on tracking here. And I think what we're going to do is Blessing of Wisdom, Blessing of Kings this guy. Kill his guy. And then, I guess not quite present lethal for next turn. Unless I do want to present lethal. Yeah, Consecration's not incredible for him, and I have lethal on board. So there's a good chance that I can just win this game here in the next turn. I mean, I know I could have like attacked him in the face, but like all those plays were just a lot worse to him having things like Consecration or Hammer of Wrath. Like there's just a lot of things to play around that I wouldn't have been playing around, and that could have just made me straight up lose. So we did get to 7 wins, which is incredible. So I think I got to stop the video here, but I'll be back tomorrow with some more playing with this Paladin deck, which I thought was pretty good at the beginning, and then, you know, I stopped drawing Holy Wrath and I started drawing Onyxia. So anyway, thanks guys for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.